handsome young son. Skipping rocks like he was 5 years old again.
What? Were you recording me?
Yep. Well, we're packed up and heading out. Some of the guys are going to go up the hard way. We are electing to not go up that way. We are going to go up the easy way, which is the same way we came in. It's going to be challenging enough, being that we're stock with no super features like some of these guys have with their 40-inch tires and 3-inch lifts, but we don't have any of those. So we're going to stick to the easiest possible way out, which is the motto for me and this channel. It's trying to find the easier ways in for basic Jeeps to get in and out of the places that the big guys like to go. So hang in there and we'll see if we can get out without any crunching. Doubt it, but we're going to give it our best shot. Wish me luck. All right.
Watch out with that stick.
Yeah. But pretty much all the stock Jeeps, with the exception of the Gladiator that's leading us out, are going to be heading up the easy way. I think one Gladiator is lifted Gladiator is going to follow us out to make sure everybody gets out, and everybody who's got a lift or is jacked up or is just plain darn crazy is going to attempt the difficult way out, which is a lot rockier, a lot of off camber, gravelly slopes that really have a high risk of causing some damage to your vehicle, especially if it's stock. So, yeah. All right, we are underway. Got a couple other Wranglers that are stock with no real lift on them, but they are JLs, so they are newer. The one in front of me is a Eco or a 4xe, and I believe the one in front of that one is a 4xe as well. Yes, so 2 4xe hybrid Jeep Wranglers in front of me, and I'm in my 2017 JK. So we will hold here. I'm gonna get a view. I don't know if you can see, but that Gladiator, which is a 3-inch lift and 38-inch tires, was just a rocking back and forth with all the ruts. So I think this first obstacle will end our no rub crunch streak. Came down on the far right as on their way down, which is the left going up. Looks like Kevin is steering these guys to the right again. It's likely the same route I will take. I'm going to hold and allow these guys to get their Jeeps there in case one of them has to back down. Pause for a minute. Okay, let's mosey our way up. Looks like everybody's going to stick to the right, and we shall
go left.
Follow. That's why we wait. I think we're gonna go to the far right there.
Oh, that sounded bad.
And try and do this in one fluid throttle controlled motion. Not liking this line at all, but I am going to trust Kevin. I'm gonna scrape. I'm already hung up. I'm already hung up. Yeah, I can feel me bumping already.
You're not on anything at all. You're just spinning. Maybe back up a little bit. Oh yeah. Just momentum is fine. You're not hung up on anything. Not on anything at all. Yeah, just a metal. Yeah, you're fine. Drive it, yeah. Drive it. Okay. Yeah, just hung up a tad. You're fine. Keep going. You're fine. Keep going. Good rubber.
It would have been nicer if they pulled up a bit more.
See, I probably would have chosen to go up to the left side and ridden the high bank.
Good rubber. You good? I'm gonna pull up
Yep.
and then I'm gonna come back down and help this guy, okay?
Alright. Well, that ends our streak of not rubbing. We rubbed a little bit on there already. I don't think we did any damage. Probably just a little bit of rubbing, but it was a rock obstacle. Well, now I can't see anything. There's nothing big here. That was the most treacherous section.
A little bit more forward if you can. That's good, I can see more. Break a bush.
I'm not sure what I hung up on, but I could feel the Jeep.
Yeah,
It was bouncing on something.
I didn't see the flat plate on in the middle, but from my angle, it was clear. Must be just a little.
Okay, yeah, because I felt like it was like boom, boom, boom.
I can do it.
He's gonna move on up.
Just got a little high-centered, I think.
Let these guys roll so I can see the trail, and now we're gonna carry on. Step close to the right here. turn at the last second. Hey, you might have heard Kevin say good rubber, good rubber. He was talking about my tires have an excellent grip. And those are the Moto Master Eliminator ATs. They are an all-terrain tire. I do have them in the stock size, the 255 7/18s on these stock rims, which are limited edition Smoky Mountain rims. So I think that's probably going to be the craziest part. There's still going to be some tough parts coming up. Looks like we got some oncoming traffic here. Should be able to get through. How's it going, guys?
Not bad.
How's it going? You're kind enough to pull off and let us pass. So we'll have a couple more fun sections coming up here, but nothing like what we just went through. I think that's probably the hardest stuff.
This is much easier to come through on quads.
Yes, well, quad is a much more maneuverable and smaller vehicle. It can slip through places that a vehicle like this has to climb over. Looks like we're getting into some
There was a trailer in the ditch over there.
yeah, a little bit more sketch stuff. Take the hard left here. Get through no problem. And I'm gonna stay left. Got a big rock up here on the left, so now I'm just gonna slide a little bit right. And then turn back left. Looks like we might have another guided obstacle here. The gentleman in the Jeep directly in front of me, the 4XC, the green one, he has a little bit more experience off-roading in his Jeep. He's been out a few times. I've been out at the same time as him a few times. The gentleman in the Jeep in the very front, their 4XE, this is their very first time ever being out. We're following them up. They were following Kevin out again. So they are very inexperienced and are just learning. All right, we're gonna go high right. And then made it through no problem there. So far so good. Just the one tiny little bump on the bottom of the undercarriage when we came over that nastiness at the very beginning of the upwards trail, or what would be the very end if you were heading down. Now, if this seems like a different trail coming up, it's not. It's actually the same trail we came down. So, yeah, it sometimes can seem like a different trail, and it is a very different trail going up because A, you don't have gravity on your side, and B, obstacles that you were once just dropping down into, you are now dropping and climbing up. So I am going to follow a similar line to these guys, which is the far left, and then straddle this obstacle in the middle. Easy peasy. Now we're going to come to that little boulder field, mini boulder field that we saw coming down. And now we have to climb up it. Again, in an obstacle like this, the key is to try and keep a steady pace, no spinning, and just take her easy. We're going to come to some ruts again. Gonna hold here. The 4XEs do their thing. Ooh, he's dropping it off camber. Wow, look at that. He might be a... He's got a Rubicon, so he's probably got built-in lockers. Something I don't have. I might have to choose a slightly different line from them. I will follow the same line as that gentleman. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. For that one anyway. And I'm going to take it up on the right side here. And we'll pause for a bit. We are rolling again, so I didn't quite get going right away. There's much to look at anyway. We are now continuing on up the trail. Everything here is pretty basic, just a lot of big rocks sticking up out of the ground. In an effort to avoid getting, pardon the pun, rocked back and forth by running over them, I will try and maneuver around them. Keep the rocking and rolling to a minimum. Once again, these MotoMaster Eliminator tires are impressing the heck out of me. You can get those at Canadian Tire. They're pretty impressive tires for what they pay for them. I believe I paid $215 a tire. And given what they're doing, it's pretty impressive. This goes to show you, if you don't have to drop big coin to have big fun, but just making smart decisions with your money. Stick to the left here. There is a boulder right near the bottom on the right side. Take that with the tire. There it is, dropping down. And then an easy little dirt climb back out. Clanky here was just the keys slapping against the ignition. we cannot wait to get to more flat ground where we can just kind of cruise. To the right here is the drop-off trail that heads down to Fossil Beach. And all along the side here you can actually see great big boulders with fossils in them. And they're all in the mountains. They're fossils of clams and mussels, and in some cases fossils of coral worms and anemone shells from back 10 or so million years ago, when this whole area was the bottom of the ocean before the continental plates did their pushing and shoving that created the Cascade Mountains and the Rocky Mountains. And that's when it lifted this area up out of the bottom of the sea, draining the ocean out and filling it with fresh water, making Harrison Lake. A little history lesson for you there. We got another little rocky section here. Right, ba-doop. And then just some rocks to crawl over. Nothing too massive. Looks like a little bit of a section up here to decide with. A rock to take down the right. And I will straddle this to the right side. Continuing the climb. A bump there on the left. Just pop up that. Key to off-roading on terrain like this and making it as smooth as possible is not to rush things, to go slow. Even when things look really good, keep it on the slow side. And these guys are cruising up here pretty good. I could probably do the same, but that's just going to put extra stress and strain on the suspension, and I don't need to do that. It is I don't have a brand new Jeep like those other guys in front of me. And it's a 2017, it's already had a bit of a life, but it's still running everything stock. So the gentler I treat it, the longer it will last for me. And it also allows your tires to help you become part of your suspension, which is why we air down. It allows them to grip the terrain a little better, as well as provide a little extra carry suspension as you maneuver through these kinds of trails. Got a little mini washout here. A little ba-doop, ba-doop. We have a couple more creek crossings to do, and otherwise everything's good. Just gave Kevin he was waiting there for me, I think, because I'm moving a little slower than these other guys. Gave him the universal sign for everything's good, we can carry on, which is also known as a thumbs up. Continuing our climb here out of Hale Creek in HarrisonWest. Making our way back up to the main Forest Service Road. Now, one thing I have waiting at home, other than my beautiful family, is airbag suspension lift for the back of this Jeep. Now, it's not a lift in a conventional sense, but what it is a load leveling setup, and it will slip inside the rear coil springs and help lift the load off of them, so that should I be camping and come down a trail like this, I wouldn't be dragging the back end a lot because of the extra load on the Jeep suspension, which is a softer suspension than most SUVs, which is great for these kind of trails. But when you're constantly dropping down, you scrape your hitches and other things like that. And, you know, I also would have them for when I'm out on the highway with a soft suspension towing a utility trailer with any kind of weight in it. It can make the vehicle somewhat unstable. So having them there to firm up the rear end while towing and keeping the Jeep level makes things a lot safer. So they're going to serve a few different purposes. I wasn't able to get them put in before this trip, but I will definitely talk about them more in future trips and how they change the ride and the suspension and the handling of this vehicle and the different ways that they do that. So I'm just waiting now. You can see up there on the left of the screen there is the new guys and their Wrangler XE going through another crossing. Looks a little bit rocky, and Kevin is over there. You can't really see him yet. You'll see him in a minute, but he's over there guiding them through, helping them to pass through with as little problems as possible. We'll be able to watch the Scala in front of us here in his XE. I'm going to stay high and right on this one until we drop down into it. Looks like it may be a little bit of a throttly climb on the way out. Oh, his back tire's coming up. This is why you listen to your spotter. He wasn't really listening very well, and he second guessed him and got himself in a bit of a predicament there. But he's now able to back out of it. This is also why you don't follow closely when people are heading into obstacles, because if they need to do what this gentleman had to do, which was back up, get a better idea what this obstacle looks like here. Yeah, I'm going to follow a very similar line to his. I'm gonna hold in the bottom here.
Yeah, you're okay right there.
I'm gonna wait till you move up and I can climb out of here.
Okay?
So I'm gonna wait till you move up before I climb out of here. I don't want to climb up and get sitting up on those rocks.
As long as your passenger hits that rock, okay? I think you should be fine going up.
Yeah, I'm gonna come up the left side
Are
here.
you gonna go that side?
No, the left side here, driver's side. Gonna crawl these rocks right here. Put the tires on them. Easy peasy. Once again, those MotoMaster eliminators doing the job. Not sure how this stuff is looking on camera. Cameras tend to make the obstacles and the conditions, the road conditions, tone down a little bit. A little bit harsher than what they may appear. We are just about out of this.
I believe we got one more.
Nope, I believe we are done. You might be right, Jerry. Maybe we'll have one more.
That one had water. This one's bone dry. It's coming up. Should be right around this corner.
Once again, here might not look like much, but there are some rocks with some junk in them. Or not junk, I should say. Some sharper looking angles, which I prefer to crawl over, allow the tire to grip them and not slide on them. So that's how you slice tires open. That's not something I want to do.
Looks like we have some traffic.
Yeah, we've got some traffic coming down again. After these two, you should be good.
Thank you, man.
Those that might be wondering, I am keeping a steady pace of about 10 to 15 kilometers an hour through most of this terrain, dropping down to just a few kilometers an hour when we hit any obstacles. And we have maybe two more Creek crossing. And like I said on the way down in the previous video, coming down, this is actually the same creek that you zigzag back and forth across over and over again. So I wonder if you can guess what that might be. The name of Hale Creek. Drop down in here. I don't believe there's any big rocks to worry about. And we will go up.
Left.
Or on the right. And let the tire do some climbing here. Easy peasy. We did air down start earlier on. I bring these tires down to approximately 20 psi, give or take a pound here and there. I find that to be the medium. I did once go down as far as 15, but I found that to be a little too soft. Lost a little bit too much clearance, did a little bit too much bumping and stuff that I probably should have been able to kind of skate over. But I found that going to 20 psi seems to be the magic number for this Jeep in my current setup. That is the main 4 service road up there, which we might have crossing this creek. Yeah, one more time. Hey, you want to go catch this? I'm gonna pass the phone off to Jared here. He's outside footage for you. Thank you, Jared.
Okay, gotta go back to sleep.
Yeah. Poor little feller was sleeping, rocking back and forth.
Rock-a-bye, baby.
Looks like we have another little bit of one last little rock obstacle to negotiate. We'll straddle this. Let the suspension do the trick. Tires do the gripping. These are the rocks you really got to watch because they do have some sharp angles on them. You don't want to be giving it any kind of real gas in here because these sharp angled rocks can slice a tire up pretty darn fast. Just a steady throttle and just let it climb. Let those tires grab and grip. You won't spin them and you won't slice them. So, that about does it for the climb out of Hale. Just gonna finish the last little bit of road here and we'll be out on the main road. Link up with the rest of the crew, including the group that went up the hard way. Not a way I would choose to go. That way was hard enough as it was. I've got nothing to prove with this Jeep. I just like getting down into places and then getting back out with as little. Now, which way did they go? Did they turn?
Nope.
I'm gonna turn. This is the main road. I'm gonna pause here for a second. Shifted out of 4 low and into 4 high. Looks like we will be eating some dust on the way through. Well, the road back after this is pretty much the same as the road in, which I got plenty of footage of, so I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for watching. Rivera runs through it. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope my voice ain't too drab, but anyways, thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Hit that like button.
Bye. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. I gotta get used to that.